The Forest of Whispers was a magical place, a realm where nature and enchantment intertwined seamlessly. Trees stood tall, their ancient trunks reaching skyward, and sunlight peeked through the leaves, casting a golden glow on the forest floor. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a symphony of whispers that echoed through the woods. Animals lived together in harmony, each creature playing its part in the delicate balance of life. The animals loved their forest, cherishing every nook and cranny of their verdant home. They played in the trees, leaping from branch to branch with boundless energy and joy. They swam in the streams, the cool, clear water providing a refreshing escape from the warmth of the day. And they slept in cozy dens, nestled safely in the embrace of the earth, dreaming of the adventures that awaited them. The forest was their home, a sanctuary where they could live freely and peacefully. It was a place of peace, where the troubles of the outside world seemed to melt away. The Forest of Whispers had many secrets. There were hidden paths that twisted and turned, leading to places unknown. There were talking animals, wise and ancient, who shared their knowledge with those who would listen. And there was magic in the air, a palpable energy that filled the forest with wonder and possibility. Only those with kind hearts could feel it, a gentle hum that resonated with their very souls. The forest was a place of wonder, where every leaf and stone held a story waiting to be discovered. It was a place of friendship, where bonds were forged in the shared experience of nature's beauty. And it was a place of adventure, where every path led to new discoveries and every day brought new challenges and triumphs. This is the story of the Forest of Whispers, a tale of magic, wonder, and the enduring power of nature. Oakley the owl was very wise. He had lived in the forest for many years and had seen many things. His wisdom was known far and wide among the forest creatures. They often came to him for advice and guidance. He had big round eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the forest. These eyes could see in the dark, and nothing escaped his notice. Whether it was the rustling of leaves or the movement of a tiny insect, Oakley saw it all. He saw everything that happened in the forest. From the smallest ant to the largest deer, Oakley observed their daily activities. He knew the habits of every creature and the changes in the seasons. His knowledge was vast and deep. He knew all the animals and helped them with their problems. Whether it was a lost squirrel or a frightened rabbit, Oakley was always there to lend a helping wing. His wisdom and kindness made him a beloved figure in the forest.
My nest is high up in this tall oak tree. From here I can see everything that happens below. The view is magnificent and it allows me to keep an eye on all my friends in the forest. From here I can see the whole forest and any danger that might come. I watch over the forest day and night, ensuring that everyone is safe. My high perch gives me a unique perspective on the world below.
One day Oakley was sitting in his tree, watching the animals play. The forest was alive with activity, and Oakley enjoyed seeing his friends happy and carefree. The birds were singing and the squirrels were chasing each other up and down the trees. He heard a strange sound. It was unlike anything he had ever heard before. His keen ears picked up the faintest noise, and he knew something was amiss. Oakley listened intently, trying to determine the source of the sound. It was a rumbling sound coming from far away. Oakley knew something was wrong. The sound grew louder, and Oakley felt a sense of urgency. He had to find out what was causing the disturbance and protect his friends. He had never heard a sound like that before. He decided to investigate. With a determined look in his eyes, Oakley prepared to leave his perch. He knew that the safety of the forest depended on him. He flew off into the forest. His wings carried him swiftly through the trees as he followed the sound. Oakley was determined to uncover the mystery and ensure that his beloved forest remained a safe haven for all its inhabitants. Bramble the squirrel was very playful and energetic. He loved to climb trees, chase his tail, and play tricks on his friends.
My cozy dray is in a hollow log, and I have a store of nuts hidden there. I'm always hungry for delicious nuts.
One day, Bramble was playing in the trees, chasing butterflies. He saw Oakley flying towards him. Oakley looked worried and anxious. Bramble stopped playing. He He knew something was up. Oakley never looked worried.
Oakley, what's wrong?
Hazel the deer was very gentle. She had soft brown eyes and long, graceful legs. She was friends with all the animals.
I live in a thicket hidden among the trees. I feel safe there and I can hide from danger.
One day, Hazel was drinking from the stream. She saw Oakley and Bramble talking. They looked serious. She had never seen them so serious. Hazel walked over to them.
What's going on, Oakley, Bramble?
They told her about the strange sound. They told her they were going to investigate. Benny the beaver was very busy. He was always working. He loved to build dams. He loved to chop down trees. He was very strong.
I live in a lodge made of sticks and mud, right in the middle of a pond. I feel safe there.
One day, Benny was chopping down a tree when he heard Oakley, Bramble and Hazel calling him. They sounded urgent. He put down his axe and went to meet his friends. They told him about the strange sound and asked him to come with them. Benny agreed. Oakley, Bramble, Hazel and Benny went deep into the forest. They had been friends for as long as they could remember, always exploring the woods together. Today, however, felt different. The air was thick with tension, and an eerie silence hung over the forest, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. The rumbling sound got louder. The animals were scared. It was a deep, unsettling noise that seemed to come from the very heart of the forest. Each step they took made the sound grow louder, reverberating through the trees and shaking the ground beneath their feet. They had never heard anything like it. The forest, usually a place of peace and tranquility, now felt like a place of impending doom. The birds had stopped singing, and even the wind seemed to hold its breath.
What could be making that noise? Oakley wondered aloud, his voice trembling with fear. He had always been the bravest of the group, but even he was shaken by the ominous sound.
I've never heard anything like this before, Bramble exclaimed, his eyes wide with terror. He was usually the most curious, always eager to discover new things, but this was different. This was something he wished he could unhear.
It sounds so frightening, Hazel whispered, her voice barely audible. She was the gentle soul of the group, always looking out for her friends, but now she felt helpless and scared.
They came to a clearing and saw something terrible. The sight before them was unlike anything they had ever seen. The once lush and vibrant forest was now a scene of devastation. There were giant machines cutting down the trees, destroying their home. The animals were horrified. The machines roared and clanked, their metal arms tearing through the trees with ruthless efficiency. The forest, their sanctuary, was being torn apart right before their eyes. They had never seen anything like it and didn't understand what was happening. The concept of deforestation was foreign to them. All they knew was that their home was being destroyed and they felt powerless to stop it. But they knew they had to do something. They couldn't just stand by and watch their home be destroyed. They had to find a way to stop the machines and save their forest.
We can't let these machines destroy our home, Benny said, his voice filled with determination. He was the thinker of the group, always coming up with plans and strategies. This time he knew they had to act fast. We have to fight back, he continued, his eyes blazing with resolve. The others nodded in agreement, their fear replaced by a fierce determination to protect their home.
The machines were big and scary, but the animals were brave. They knew that they were small in comparison, but they also knew that they had the advantage of knowing the forest better than anyone else. They would not let the machines destroy their home. They would fight back. With a newfound sense of purpose, they began to formulate a plan. They would use their knowledge of the forest to outsmart the machines and protect their home. The battle for the forest had begun. Oakley, Bramble, Hazel and Benny met in secret. They had to come up with a plan. They had to stop the machines. They had to save their forest.
We need to find a way to stop those machines. We need to use our strengths.
The other animals listened carefully.
I'm small and quick. I can sneak around without being seen.
I'm fast and agile. I can lead them on a chase.
I'm strong and I can build. We can build traps and obstacles.
The animals were starting to feel hopeful. The animals worked together. They had to be smart. They had to be brave. They were determined to save their home.
I'll gather nuts and berries. I'll use them to distract the machines.
Hazel practiced running through the forest.
I'll lead the machines away.
Benny gathered logs and branches.
I'll build obstacles to slow the machines down.
Oakley watched from the sky. He would guide his friends. The animals were tired, but they didn't give up. They knew they had to work together. They knew they had to be strong. The animals were afraid, but they were also determined. They would not let the machines win. They would protect their home.
We may be small, but we are strong. We have each other, and we will not give up.
His words filled the other animals with courage. Bramble felt a surge of bravery. Hazel stood tall and proud. Benny gripped his axe with determination. They were ready to fight for their forest. The Forest of Whispers was in danger, but the animals were ready to protect it. They were ready to face the challenge. They were ready to be heroes. The sun began to set. The forest grew quiet. The animals were ready. They waited for the machines to return. The animals had a plan. They had courage. They had each other. They were ready to fight for their home. The fate of the Forest of Whispers rested on their small shoulders, but they were ready. They would face the challenge head-on. The adventure was just beginning. The Forest of Whispers held its breath. The animals waited, and the fight was about to begin.